The sweet journey. How sugar goes from plant to pantry. Imagine taking a bite of a sweet, fluffy cookie, and suddenly, you're transported to a lush field of sugarcane, or a vast farm of sugar beets. The journey of sugar from plant to pantry is a fascinating story of agriculture, chemistry, and tradition. From the sweetness in our morning coffee to the treats we indulge in, sugar is an integral part of our lives. But have you ever wondered where this sweetness comes from? Let's dive into the world of sugar production and uncover the process behind this simple yet complex ingredient. Most of the world's sugar comes from two plants, sugarcane and sugar beets. Sugarcane is a tall, tropical grass that thrives in warm climates like Brazil, India, and the Philippines. Sugar beets, on the other hand, are grown in cooler regions like parts of Europe and the northern United States. Despite their differences, both plants produce sucrose, the scientific name for table sugar. The journey begins with harvesting. For sugarcane, massive machines cut the tall stalks close to the ground, often after fields are burned to remove excess leaves. For sugar beets, heavy equipment lifts the beets out of the soil, knocks off the dirt, and loads them into trucks. Both crops are highly perishable, which means they need to be processed quickly, often within 24 hours of harvest, to avoid losing their sugar content. For sugarcane, the stalks are washed and chopped into small pieces to release the juice. The chopped cane is then crushed through heavy rollers to extract the juice, which is a greenish liquid containing sucrose, water, and impurities like fiber, soil, and other plant material. For sugar beets, the beets are sliced into thin strips called cassettes, which increases the surface area for juice extraction. The cassettes are then soaked in hot water to draw out the sugar, resulting in a juice that contains sucrose and other soluble compounds. The juice from both plants contains impurities like proteins, waxes, and other organic compounds that need to be removed. To clarify the juice, lime, calcium hydroxide, is added to raise the pH and facilitate the precipitation of impurities. Carbon dioxide is also added to help remove impurities and improve the clarity of the juice. The juice is then heated and allowed to settle, allowing the impurities to precipitate out. The clear juice is then separated from the sediment and transferred to the next stage. The clarified juice is then boiled under vacuum to remove excess water and concentrate the juice. This process is typically done in a series of evaporators, with each stage operating at a lower pressure and temperature to prevent caramelization and degradation of the sugar. As the juice is heated, the water content is reduced, and the sucrose concentration increases, resulting in a thick syrup similar to molasses. The thick syrup is then seeded with tiny sugar crystals, which encourages the formation of sugar crystals. The mixture is then cooled slowly and carefully to allow the crystals to grow. The crystallization process can be controlled to produce different types of sugar crystals, depending on the desired texture and quality. The sugar crystals are then separated from the molasses, the liquid left over after crystallization, using centrifuges. The centrifuges spin the mixture at high speeds, separating the crystals from the molasses. The molasses is then removed and can be used as a byproduct in various applications, such as animal feed or rum production. Refining. Raw sugar production. The sugar crystals produced in the crystallization stage are typically golden in color and have a slightly earthy taste due to the presence of molasses. This is known as raw sugar. Raw sugar can be sold as is or further refined to produce white sugar. Refining process. The raw sugar is melted and filtered to remove impurities and improve color. The melted sugar is then treated with processes like carbonation or phosphatation to remove any lingering color and non-sugar materials. The refined sugar is then crystallized again, producing pure white sugar that is suitable for consumption. Types of sugar. The refined sugar can be processed into various types of sugar products, including granulated sugar, the most common type of sugar, suitable for baking and cooking. Powdered sugar, finely ground sugar often used in baking and decorating. Brown sugar, sugar mixed with molasses for distinctive flavor and color. Liquid sugar, sugar dissolved in water used in food and beverage manufacturing. The journey of sugar from plant to pantry is a complex and fascinating process that involves careful farming, precise chemistry, and centuries of refinement. Whether you love it in moderation or try to avoid it, one thing's for sure, sugar has a fascinating journey worth knowing. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Your input matters. Share your ideas for our next video in the comments, and we'll recognize your contribution. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of the fascinating stories behind everyday things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more, click the next video right here.